Hello, so 3 years ago today I went into hospital being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now this isn't a video talking about that time of my life because it's still a little bit hard to talk about if I'm honest, and I've made stuff talking about that in other videos. This video is more about the opportunities that I've been given and things that I've experienced and things that are out there. So in the past 3 years I've done some really cool stuff that some of it is really obvious I wouldn't have got involved with if I hadn't been diagnosed with diabetes, but other things are more simple and just it was a confidence thing that I got back, like my YouTube channel, and I think that's one of the first things I spoke about when I made my 1 year with diabetes video, that I actually ended up getting back into YouTube after certain events that happened around my diagnosis, and I was like, sod this, I'm going to get back onto YouTube. I like doing that, I want to do that a bit more, and that's still a point that I really need to carry on working. I like doing YouTube, I just really need to find the time for it, which I don't have a lot of at the moment. Uni is busy. When you do a media production degree and a lot of it is very production focused, you don't have a lot of spare time, and when you're working a part-time job, spare time is just irrelevant. I think one of the things that I've become very passionate about in the 3 years that I've been diagnosed with diabetes and been living with diabetes is raising awareness about it, raising awareness about what it is, certain things around it, so things like hypos, hypers, how you recognise that kind of stuff. So many people think it's okay to use diabetes as a really easy, quick, funny joke. Let's be honest though, it's not. It's a lifelong condition. A lot of people suffer with it. I really have struggled at times with it. So when you see people like posting cakes and sugary drinks saying, oh my god, diabetes in a can, or I'm going to get diabetes after this, it kind of really upsets you. Because there are days when you just really suffer with it and you just wish that you didn't have it and there was something that you could do to get rid of it. But the reality is you can't. So in the 3 years that I've been diagnosed with diabetes and living with it, I've done some really cool stuff, which includes doing things with BuzzFeed, getting involved with the Diabetes UK ran Type 1 Uncut channel, which is really cool. I spent like a weekend in London last year making a video with them, which was really cool because I got to meet a bunch of other diabetics and really feel more involved in the online community that is surrounding diabetes. I think one of the coolest things was when I was approached by Diabetes UK, after obviously being involved with the Type 1 Uncut stuff, making my own videos, they wanted me to make a promotional video for their short film competition, which was really cool because I've never had someone approach me, like as a company or a charity, to say, hey, we like the style of videos you make, we like the stuff that you create surrounding diabetes and stuff in general, would you mind making us a video to promote this competition we've got going? And of course I was on that like anything else. Diabetes doesn't make you any different to anyone else. Like if you were walking down the street and you saw me, you wouldn't know that I had a lifelong illness. So there's no reason that as soon as we pull out something to test our blood with, to inject with, that we should be treated any different to someone that doesn't have diabetes or have any kind of prejudgments, because diabetes doesn't stop you doing anything. Like I still do archery, I still go out with my friends, I still go out drinking like a typical uni student would. I do so much stuff that anyone that doesn't have diabetes would have. The only difference is I just need to watch my diet side of things and my health side of things a little bit more and do a few extra injections and all of that kind of stuff. So looking at it at a numbers point of view, in 3 years that I've had diabetes, which is 1,068 days if you want to look at it that way, I will have done a minimum, and that's just looking at it as the fact that I have to do 4 injections a day, so that's not including any extra ones that I would have had to do when I'm ill or any other little top-ups, and that's 4,272 injections, which is quite a lot of needles to be pricking yourself with. So that 4,272 is again the same sort of idea with the number of times that I have to prick my finger. That again I have to do 4 times a day, so that number literally is just kind of working the maths out, ignoring the fact that I would have had to do extra ones here and there, because at one point I was having to like wake up every hour and check my blood, which is kind of crazy to think about how often you have to just stab your finger and get lots of little bits of blood out of it, which is kind of gross. So I guess the main point of this video is just kind of have a little ramble, a little chat, a little catch up, try and get back into YouTube because I've been trying to for quite a long time, but don't actually have the time to film at the moment. If I could go back 3 years, I think the one thing that I would have loved to have known would be what the symptoms of type 1 diabetes are, because I was showing all 4 of them for a good couple of months. I was just getting slowly more sick, as obviously that time went on before getting diagnosed with it. And it was really scary, like seeing that happen to yourself and not know what was causing it, and to get that ill, to the state that doctors were telling you if you hadn't have gone into hospital on that day, then you would have been in a coma, which is quite scary to still think about. But I think that's the main thing, that I didn't know what the symptoms were, and if I'd have known, I would have been diagnosed with it a lot sooner and probably wouldn't have got as ill as I did. So I think that's probably the thing that like I said, I'm really passionate about getting obviously the right message out there about diabetes, which is why I get so involved in stuff. I think that's the biggest one, is to know what the symptoms are. I made a video about that as well, which if you follow me on Twitter, I believe is still the pinned tweet. But like I said, there'll be a bunch of stuff in the description that you can go check out, and I really encourage you do. So let's summarise on a nice little point. The diabetes doesn't make me any different to someone that doesn't have diabetes. I can still have a totally normal life, it just involves a lot more organisation. And on that cheery note, hopefully I won't be uploading this video and then disappearing for a few months again. I've joked around saying that I'm on hiatus with friends about this channel, but it's going to be coming back in the new year. I think I'm going to have a go at Pretentious Monthly Scrapbook again, and actually trying to stick to that because I don't really have much for 2016. So yeah, rambling as usual. I will leave that on a very weird point for you to kind of just ponder over, and I do really suggest that you check out all of the stuff that I leave in the description. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe, and if by some weird chance you found me randomly on the internet and you are also diabetic, hello, leave a comment, tell me about your diabetes life.